What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Joey JCM, and welcome to Joey JCM Radio. Today we're going to be talking about a couple of things, and a couple of puzzle pieces came together for me. And with the news of the PS3, Vita, PSP stores shutting down, I believe, and there was also news of a certain patent. Now, I don't know the exact details on that, but a reputable channel has reported on this, so I'm going to take it as news, I guess. So basically, combining the fact that the PSN store is shutting down, and there was news about a new patent that says something about adding trophies to older PlayStation games, right? And when I watched this video, this person was saying basically that maybe Sony sees what Xbox is doing with their backwards compatibility, and maybe they see that there's money to be made there with backwards compatibility, but most of all to see that, you know, people love backwards compatibility, and also they extra love the fact that if you are bringing these older games out and you add things like, you know, trophies and stuff like that. I know on Xbox One, you basically can use all the Xbox One features, such as, you know, screenshots and video recording and stuff like that. You can do that on PS5 or PS4 games, but on Xbox One currently right now, you can do that with games even before that era, before that generation. We're talking, you know, 360, I believe even original Xbox. So it got me to thinking that, maybe the reason why Sony's shutting down the PS3 store, Vita, and PSP, which is also a good news thought in there as well. It has to do with Vita and PSP. That, well, on PS3 you can, you know, download digital games from PS3, of course, but you could also download digital games from PS2 and PS1. You can download PS2 games on PS4, which, you know, PS4 and PS5 is basically all together, so you could probably download those games on PS5 as well. Anything you could do on PS4, you can do on PS5, pretty much. But, you know, PS3 has PS1 games also. Now, I've said myself, like, there's a reason to play stuff on PS5. So I guess basically, even if you've played the PS4 version of a certain game that's coming out on PS5, but it's not the PS4 version, it's a legitimate white, you know, strip on top PS5 game, to where now you're getting the use out of the DualSense controller. And the DualSense controller really is an experience. Like, I want to play, like, if there is something on PS4 and it comes out on PS5, like, there's a reason to play it on PS5. That the DualSense controller experience, I guess you can say. The realism with that controller when it comes to the triggers and the, you know, super HD rumble, you know, similar to what Switch had with the HD rumble, but PS has this, like, you know, Super Saiyan 2 version of the HD rumble, and it mixes with the microphone, and it just makes this crazy, and the mixing with the triggers just makes this crazy experience. And I've said this before, you know, PS5 is not only, like, you know, new system hype. It legitimately is like, oh my god, this is such a really cool thing. I was thinking, you know, maybe combining those two things with this supposed patent, to where you can add trophies to older games, combining with the fact that they're shutting down the PS3 store. So maybe Sony is getting ready to soup up older games, to re-release older games with more features and newer reasons to buy them, right? Because, maybe people would say, well, I already bought this game on PS3. Why do I have to pay again for it? But maybe this is Sony's way of saying, the reason why we are bringing these games out again anew is because obviously, they would rather have people kind of like rebuy these games, but to rebuy them, they're trying to give them a lot of reason and purpose to potentially rebuying these games. So, obviously maybe they're getting ready to re-release games with, DualSense features, with, the PS5 triggers and the rumble and the sound, and just give you a real PS5 experience version of these older games. Imagine a PS2 game, but with like PS5 features. Imagine Resident Evil if you're getting bit on the right shoulder, like the right side of the controller rumbles, and if you're shooting the gun, just like in Call of Duty, depending on what gun you have, the triggers like change what they do, and they feel like a real gun trigger. That still boggles my mind. I still don't know how the PS5 controller does that. Like, it's like the triggers are alive. The PS5 is off, you press those triggers, or if you're playing a PS4 game, you press those triggers, they're just regular triggers. Then you're playing a PS5 game and the triggers like do different things. Like this side becomes like a gun trigger, so you press it down, then it gets tight, and then you gotta click it, and then the other side is like the aiming, where it becomes just harder to press down, like in Call of Duty, depending on what kind of gun you have. A handgun compared to like a bazooka. If you have like a rocket launcher, the left trigger to aim gets really heavy to press down because you're aiming this big heavy rocket launcher. Still blows my mind. Still don't understand how they do that, but hey, it's magic and I love it and it's beautiful. So maybe this is why Sony's shutting down the stores. And another good thing, what I mentioned before about Vita and PSP, maybe they're going to be bringing Vita and PSP games to the PS5 as well, because they had Vita TV, which basically was this little kind of box that was a Vita in a way. I think there was some sort of limitations, but the gist of it was basically to give you a little Vita box, which was able to use on your TV, so you could play Vita games on your TV. So and a lot of PSP games, they brought to PS2, which if you watch the channel long enough, you know that I love, getting old quality experiences, any quality, not just old, but especially collecting for like Xbox, GameCube. And my point of saying this is that, as I was saying, a lot of PSP games were released as PS2 games, and I kick myself because maybe all of them I've traded in the past. It was a different time. Back then you have less money, and you're trying to justify trading in certain things to get the new stuff that's coming out, the new game everyone's getting. You want to play online with everyone, and so I had a lot of those games. I think Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories. I think they released, I'm thinking about it now and it hurts. Oh man, why do I feel like I still have that, but maybe I don't? Interesting. The Twisted Metal that came out for PSP, I think it was one of the launch games. That also came out on PS2, and I think there was like a double pack or something. It had that game plus something else in it. Why the fuck would I get rid of that? I love Twisted. Well, wow. Oh my god. Anyway, but the point was, god damn it, that PSP, PS Vita, you can also play those on the TV. So, it fits all in with the equation. So maybe, you know, they're just getting ready to re-release all these games with, you know, enough features to be able to say, you know, hey, look at this game that's coming out again, but this is a PS5 version of the game. So, you know, they're going to maybe want to, you know, charge you for it. And like I said, just try to really, you know, justify charging you again for them. You know, because with that patent and shutting down the PS3 store, you know, some people might say, well, if they didn't shut down the store, some people might say, well, you know, why do I have to, you know, buy? I already have this on PS3. You know, I guess they want to try to, you know, shut this down, and whoever hasn't bought these games, they want them to buy them anew, and they want to kind of, you know, hopefully pitch and entice people that have bought these games on PS3 that might still have them on their PS3 to maybe, you know, purchase them again with all these updated features. And that'd be really cool if, you know, like just like Xbox, as I was saying before, they add the features of being able to, you know, take screenshots or record a video clip or something like that. So a couple of puzzle pieces came together for me when I heard these things, and I said, yeah, this seems like something that may happen. So I had to come on here, say hello to you guys, and share the put together puzzle with you. Let me know what you guys think. Does this sound legit? I think it does. But if it is legit, would you rebuy certain games to get those PS5 features, those DualSense features, or like I just mentioned like a minute ago, that screenshots, videos, and stuff like that, you know? Or what would entice you to spend the money to rebuy these games again? Even though they have new features and stuff like that, I really hope things like PS1 games are only like $5 the most. You know, PS2 games, I could see them justifying at, you know, 10. PS3 games, maybe 15. I hope that's the price point if this is the coming future. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. And have you guys logged back into your PS3s and Vitas and PSPs since this news to make sure maybe you know, download what you need to download, or maybe go buy something you haven't bought before that, you know, you said, shit, let me go back and buy this game that just popped in my head now that I'm thinking about it. I really hope the scenario is that, you know, the ability, you know, if we have to go this route here, the ability to buy games might be being cut off. But if you have bought a game on PS3, you know, hopefully this doesn't affect, you know, re-downloading the game since you already bought it. But I am going to try to download as many games as I can, I think, just in case this winds up being that you can't even re-download games you bought. Just saying that and hearing that, I don't think that's going to be the case, because that would just really piss a lot of people off. Well, I'm pretty confident that this is probably what's going to happen. We shall see. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is Joey JCM. You guys know all the ways you can raise the power level of the channel. And that is it for now. And I will see you guys later. Wow.